time no see. It's your mom.
Yes?
So, the mom who gave birth to you, Melly. Huh? Didn't I tell you this number?
You never told me. What's the matter now, all of a sudden?
Hey, stop being so formal. It's off-putting.
We're practically strangers now.
Really? It's that attitude that's not so endearing. You're a girl. Try to be a little more charming.
There's no way I can show charm to someone who had an affair and abandoned me and Dad. So why are you contacting me again? I told you before that I don't want to see or talk to you anymore.
Well, your father won't respond to my messages, so I decided to reach out to you, Mally. This isn't my fault, is it? It's your father's fault for not replying.
I bet it wasn't anything important anyway. Dad and I are living happily now. So please stay out of our lives.
You're so cold. Remember, I'm the one who gave birth to you. I went through so much pain to bring you into this world. Couldn't you be a bit more kind?
If you want to start that conversation, I'm just going to block you.
Wait, there's something I need you to tell your father.
Huh? If he doesn't reply, doesn't that say everything? There's no need for us to be involved anymore.
Listen, Mally, your mom is in a really tough spot right now. I'm struggling to even afford meals for tomorrow.
So what, are you asking for money? You know we're divorced, right? Why don't you ask the man you cheated with and remarried?
We broke up. That's why I'm asking you.
I see. You should try to work harder.
I can't. I have a child.
What?
She's your sister.
So what?
Carol's still in elementary school, so it's difficult for me to work.
If you have a child, wouldn't the child's father be providing child support?
I don't think you'd understand since you're still young. Not everyone pays child support after the divorce. Carol's father has been out of touch since the divorce. I haven't received any child support since the divorce.
Right. But that's still not something that concerns me or Dad, right? It's your lack of foresight, isn't it?
How cruel! You realize your little sister can't get enough to eat, right? She's growing and it's just pitiful, don't you think?
Well, but I've never met her. I mean, it doesn't feel real when you suddenly tell me I have a sister. Since she's your child, you should take care of her properly. That's a parent's responsibility, isn't it?
That's why I need money. You should understand this, right? Remember when your father was on a business trip and I left you at home to go on a vacation with my boyfriend? I heard you were crying all the time because there was no food. Well, that incident led to my affair being exposed and ended up in a divorce. So I don't want Carol to go through the same thing.
That's only natural, right? If I was doing the same thing, I'd be the worst. Hey, you're not doing that, are you? You're taking good care of this girl, Carol, right?
That depends on you and your father, Mally.
What's that supposed to mean?
So, convince your father to send us some money. Once the money is deposited, I'll make sure Carol gets to eat properly. I'll be in touch again.
What? You're too selfish. You're really the worst. This is Carol. Have you managed to send it? Hi, Carol. Thanks for reaching out. I know it must have been a shock when I suddenly showed up at your house earlier. I was surprised. But you knew who I were because of my mom. I thought maybe you were someone my mom knew. I see. I'm glad you have a smartphone, Carol. Did your mom buy it for you? Yes. She said it was necessary to send her what she wanted me to do. I see. I didn't get a chance to ask you properly earlier. You do love your mom, right? Yes. Because she's the only family I have. I'm sorry for asking such a strange question. And I'm sorry for trying to take you away from your home earlier. You didn't want to leave, did you? I'm not supposed to leave the house. I'm sorry. Was that because it was late? You do go to school, right? Mom said I didn't have to go to school. Yeah. I went when I was in first grade, but I haven't been going recently. That's so... When does your mom usually come home? I don't know. She comes home sometime. That's... Is it true that I have a big sister? Yes, that's true. We're half siblings. We share the same mother. Actually, I'm in a bit of a bind. I need your help. We've run out of food at home, and even when I ask Mom, she just tells me to drink water. So when you brought over the snacks earlier, I was really happy. I was really hungry and didn't know what to do. I see. I'm sorry, I should have taken you with me even if it meant forcing you. If I leave the house, Mom will get angry. I don't want to leave. So I'd like you to bring some more snacks. Sorry for being so selfish. You're not being selfish. Understood, I'll bring them. But you must be lonely at home alone, right? Yes. You want to go to school too, right? I want to. Then you have to leave that house. But my mom... I'll talk to Mom. Can I come over again now? Yes. But I wonder if Mom will get angry. And if Mom does get angry, I'll protect you. Okay. You know, I was told not to talk to adults. But it's okay if it's you, right? I won't get scolded, will I? Yes, I'm still in high school, so I'm not an adult. I'm a kid just like you, and I'm your big sister, so it's okay. I'm relieved. I'll be waiting for you, big sister. Mally, I haven't received any contact or money from Dad. What's going on? Did you tell him properly? You still haven't noticed. Huh? What? That Carol is missing. You haven't come home. What? Did you go to Carol's house? Yes, I wanted to check it out. I knew Mom's address from Dad. And you took Carol with you? Of course. How many days haven't you been home? The house was full of trash. She was crying because there was no food. Can't be helped, right? Since Dad isn't giving us any money. But that's not the point. But thanks anyway. You have a kind side after all, taking care of Carol. You're a lifesaver. I was about to go and check on her. What are you saying? You really haven't changed, have you? What would have happened if I hadn't gone, huh? Carol was malnourished, you know. But she's fine now, right? So what's the issue? Besides, if you've taken a liking to Carol, feel free to help her. I'm living with my new boyfriend, and I haven't told him about having a child, so it works out better this way. Oh, I see. But Carol isn't here right now. Huh? Then where is Carol? She's at a child welfare facility. I can't keep a child who isn't legally mine at home indefinitely. What? You took her to the child welfare office? Stop kidding around. It's obvious. Despite you calling Carol my half-sister, you have custody. If you had told your dad you were going to take her because he didn't provide any money, you would have created a huge fuss. If we're going to live together, we need to go through the proper channels. Otherwise, my dad and I could end up looking like the bad guys. Bring her back right now! I can't. Besides, I think the child welfare office has been trying to reach you. Why haven't you noticed until now? I was getting calls from unknown numbers, but I thought it was about my debt repayment, so I didn't answer. Wow, you even have debts? That's quite a predicament. You need money to survive! You mean money for yourself, right? If it was for Carol, there would have been a way to help. Hey, what's going to happen to me? I was warned by the child welfare office when I left you to go on a trip. You might be arrested this time. You've done enough to deserve it. I was just away from home for a little while. And I made sure to leave Carol with the smartphone so we could keep in touch. I was prepared to handle the situation. Even when she messaged you saying there was no food, all you told her was to drink water, right? And you even got angry for her contacting you over trivial matters. Did you even see the point in giving her a smartphone? She's not dead, so it's fine, right?
I was trying not to make the same mistakes I made with you. And because of you, it's been found out again. What are you going to do about that?
What are you saying? You're seriously stupid. You knew it would be a big deal if it got out, and yet you went ahead and did it. If you can't raise a child, don't bring one into this world. If you're going to make them miserable, don't have them.
But I divorced because Carol's father promised to pay child support for Carol. I'm not at fault. It's Carol's lying father who wouldn't provide for her education that's to blame. Also, it's partly because you guys didn't lend me money.
I agree it's wrong that Carol's father didn't pay child support, but you're the one who has custody. It's your responsibility to raise Carol. You're just as quick to pass the buck as you always were.
Hey, I'll give her up. I don't need custody. So, can you tell the child welfare office that this has been resolved? I'm so happy and everything is going well with my current boyfriend. I don't want to miss this opportunity.
Why do we have to work together to make you happy? I wish you would go to hell. You've done the same thing twice. You don't deserve to be happy.
Mally, please. It's a lifetime request from your mom. Help me. Please.
No way. Even though Carol and I wished so much, you never came home. Why would I help you? This time you can shiver all alone. Experience the feeling of despair properly.
Sis.
Carol, have you learned to use a smartphone?
Yes. Someone told me I could do it if I used something called Wi-Fi.
That's great. I'm glad I can contact you too. I'm sorry I couldn't visit you. Is there anything bothering you?
Everyone's kind. But when can I see Mom?
It's a bit tough right now. Mom has work, so we can't meet.
I see.
I was talking to Dad. Carol, would you like to live with us?
What? With you and your dad?
Yes. If you're not against it, Carol.
Can I be with you, sis?
Yes.
But am I a bother? I mean, your dad and I aren't family, right?
If we live together, we'll become family.
Really?
Yes. Dad also said he wished he could live with Carol.
Really? I'm happy. The omelette rice made by your dad was so delicious. I want to eat it again.
He'll surely make it for you again. So please wait a little longer.
Yes. Thank you, sis. I will wait and be a good girl.
I already know that Carol is a good girl, so it's okay. I'll definitely come to get you. It's a promise.
Yes, a promise.
Later on, as a result of investigations by the Child Consultation Office and the police, the mother's parental rights were suspended. For a few years, she won't be Carol's guardian, so during that time, it seems she will either be placed in a foster care facility or left with relatives. My father and I were trying everything we could to find a way to live with Carol. Then we were able to get in touch with Carol's real father, who said he would leave her with us if we could take care of her. While the mother was also a selfish person, Carol's father had an attitude of doing anything as long as he didn't have to take the child. It was frustrating, but it's because of these helpless parents that we could live with Carol. It's ironic, isn't it? By the way, the mother was arrested by the police for a time due to issues with how she was raising Carol, but she did not receive a prison sentence. However, in this incident, her lover found out that she had a child and has been arrested, leading to their breakup. Furthermore, she is now leading a terrible life chased by her existing debts. Carol has recently stopped mentioning her mother, so I think she's starting to suspect something. We should probably tell her the truth, but we plan to have a proper conversation once Carol gets a little older. And I must admit, I am surprised at the generosity of my father who also took Carol in. I have little life experience, so I may not fully understand, but I think it would normally be very difficult to raise a child of an ex-wife and her lover. Even though I acted on my own, far from blaming me, he even praised me. I will never forget the moment he stroked my head and told me that I had done nothing wrong. In fact, when I helped Carol this time, I felt like I was able to save my past life as well. So I was truly happy to be affirmed and to have Carol taken in as well. I plan to learn from my father and strive to become a person like him in the future. We are still a patchy family, but we want to create many moments where Carol can feel glad to be living with us. I will continue to protect my adorable little sister.